Okie doke, everybody. Today we're going to be crafting this kit together. I just got to get this Facebook over here going. And it is chilly in here. My hands are freezing. I am so cold. All right, so Facebook should be going. I don't know why I am so cold. I am freezing cold. Okay, I've got some colors here. And welcome. So today we're going to be doing a craft. This is called Bless My Balloons. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the one. Let me take it out of the bag so you guys can see it. And you can see, I thought I had the ducks. I was going to do all three of them. I didn't care how long it took me today. I was going to do all three of them. And I don't think I cut extra of the ducks. So I'm firmly believing that we're not going to be doing that today because I can't find them. I must have not cut them or whatever. But this is what we're going to be doing. Hello, Queen of Mother. What is up, my friend? Alrighty. I'm pretty sure I may have glued this together wrong the last time. But I got it today. Got it going today. So this is what it looks like. Love my shirt, right? Be savage, not average. We did this on our Whatnot show last night, and we did the black one on Texas Orange. I put mine white on like the brown because I like the brown. I like colorful, but I also like the neutral colors too. Welcome everybody. So let me send out the thing over to the Facebook people, and let's get that going real quick. Hello everyone. Hello. Y'all, it has been such an off day because two people were out sick today, and I was just trying to do all the things, and I did not get all the things done. Let's see. Let me send this out. Just in case. Okay, so that's done. Let's go back to Facebook. Okay, we'll put it over here. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is what we're doing today. The words are over here, tabbed in this, but this is what we're doing. So super cute. I have picked out some colors. I'm going to try to coordinate mine to go with some other stuff that I've made. The drawer, the cross with the lilies that we did yesterday. There's a couple other things, and I'm going to use navy. A navy is one of my favorite colors. I adore it. And so that's what we're going to be using on this one. I've got some terracotta. I've got some gray. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. And I did forget my brown. Let me grab that really quick. I forgot my brown. Oh, let's see. Found it. All right, I got my brown. Hello, everyone. Good day to you, everybody. Good day to you. Hello again. April is not here today. She is homesick. Mason was homesick today. It was just a day. It's just been one of those days. So we are running on not all cylinders. I'm running on cylinders. My cylinders are still firing, but others not so much. Oh my gosh, you wore one of your Whatnot shirts today, Tanya. So, I have been absolutely enamored with people sending me messages, sending me comments, sending me emails, asking what's in the next show, when's the next one, can you do this with this, will you have this? And I'm like, slow the roll. let me adapt. Okay, let me adapt. So everyone has really enjoyed our Whatnot shows, so we're gonna keep doing them, and we'll just see what happens. Y'all gotta pull this off. It's gonna bother me. But we do have another Whatnot show tomorrow, and you can go and actually see what's in our Whatnot show for tomorrow. You'll be able to go check it out. So let's get up close. I did make a new scene. Let me show you this new scene. I did this one I did this one. It's not going to let me choose it. Why is it not going to let me choose it? Why is it not letting me choose it? Y'all, I don't know what is happening with this thing. Oh, that's what it is. So it's zoomed out. And there's a little black bottom at the bottom. So it's a little bit more zoomed out, so you have a little bit more of the frame. Y'all, the problem is my cameras are they're landscape. I can't rotate it, so I am waiting on the portrait cameras that will do a bigger area instead of zooming in on a landscape. Let me see if I can show you. So let me just show you right here. So see all the way over? See all the way over? Like, let me show you. Let me show you. So if I zoom this out and I come over here, this is how my camera is displaying. Okay, it's a landscape. But I want to do it on portrait. So I have zoomed my camera out so that we can get a little bit of a different, like an up close kind of thing here. But anyways, it is what it is. But this is what I'm dealing with. Okay, this is what I'm dealing with. Vertical, vertical. It is what it is. If I turn the camera, then it's all sideways. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'll figure it out. I'm techie, but I'm not super techie. But I don't have the equipment that I need. And some of the cameras I was looking at are not available. And so I've had to improvise. So in the meantime, this is what we're doing. We're using our old cameras. So bear with me. All right, let's go back to this one. What kind of tripod do I use? I have no tripod here. There is no tripod here. There is a whole entire rig system that everything is mounted to. Let me take a picture and then you can see it. Let's see. So basically, let me lean back. Hold on. This is what I have going on here. Yes, so this is my rig system. My lighting is absolutely terrible. That's why I have these two lights. This is also where I take pictures. That's my microphone back there. So do you see how everything's on a mount? This is on a mount. This is the other camera that I've been trying to use. It won't let me use it. This is my computer right here. These are my little switcher buttons. Old cameras right here. So I've got my old camera here, and then I've got this other camera here, and everything is mounted on this rig system. And then I've got, look, do you see what I mean? If my cords are running over, and then this is where my iPad is, and my phone usually sits here. I got all my crap, my water, my everything. Yeah, I feel like I'm losing my voice from yesterday, and then I've got plugs down here, and I am sitting at a folding table. This is the equivalent of what we're doing, okay? Just so everyone knows. Just so everybody can understand. A tripod? No, there's a whole system because I'm trying to improve, okay? I'm trying to improve all my things. You're thinking about joining the Crafty Crate box? Well, we would love to have you. Our box for April, which is billing in March, is a tier tray set. It's a tier tray set. You should definitely consider it. You got your shirts today? Well, bravo. Great setup. Well, I'm trying. I had a better setup when I had my other area. I just have to get better cameras. That's what it is. I need better cameras. It's a good rig system. Well, thank you. I'm trying. I appreciate it. So y'all just bear with me as we continue to go through this year, and bear with me as we continue to go through this year, and I'm making all these changes. We have lots of things. I told everybody from the very beginning, 2026 is the year of optimization, changes, being in more places, trying new opportunities, going down different paths, eliminating things that don't work, testing my skills, and just trying to do better and teach people in better ways. So, this frame here is for the people who are like, show us your face. We don't see your face anymore. I'm like, you're going to be looking at the top of my head. You don't really need to see my face. Okay. We're focusing on what we're doing here because this is going to be, for the replay. Okay. This is going to be for the replay. You used to watch, me on, YouTube when I was in the shed in the backyard. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was a while back. That was a while back. But we're now in this warehouse, okay? Hello, Suzette. Hello, everyone. So I'm over here looking because I don't have my YouTube is not on my phone, so the chat for YouTube is over here. Facebook is over here. The software that I'm using is called Meld Studio, and it does not actually integrate the chats together with Facebook. They are a new company, but I love their features. I love that I can actually put the little things where I want it to go, and it's not just like I had StreamYard, and StreamYard was just terrible. I'm not saying like it was bad for others, but it was just not good for me. But I didn't like that I couldn't change anything. So with this one, I can take this box down here and I can move it around and I can change it to where I want it to go. You can't do that with other programs. Over here, I can drop this down. There's like a blue background back there, but I can move stuff around. I can set up all the little scenes I want, but for right now, this is where we are. So this is me only, right here. This is just our little craft area. This one is me at the bottom, but then the chat is kind of covering my face. So I'm like, what's the point? And then this is like the split screen. So I have those scenes set up, but primarily we use this one because this is where you guys can see like the up close things. You can see all the little details. People on the replays adore this because they can follow along. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. It's more for people that have panels for talking. Yes, it is. You're correct. You are correct. Hello, everyone on the Facebook. You finished my Remember It's Painting today, and it's on the craft page. I will have to go look at that, Claire. I have not been on to Facebook other than this morning when I was on there live. I scheduled all my posts this morning, so now I'm back. But I've actually not even been on my phone. So let's go ahead and get this started. So this is what we're doing today. This right here is what we're crafting. I wanted to do the ducks to go with it because I posted a picture and I think that they look really cute together. But this is what I'm going to do, and I think it's absolutely adorable. So this is a new kit. This comes with a layered stand, kind of like this. These are the words that go on the sign that are going to be tabbed in there. And then this is layered. So you've got your back piece here. Okay, so you've got your backer. You've got the frame. You have the this here, then this goes over it, and then this goes over that. So that's how that layers. And I think I'm going to do my pot either terracotta or gray. That's why I have these two, like a galvanized or like a terracotta pot. I'm not really sure how it's going to go, but I'm going to see what it looks like. And then I also have navy and white. I have all of these colors here to be my color palette. And I also have bright white in case I use the bright white. We shall see. But I am planning on doing this, not distressing it. I'm not going to wax it. No, I am going to distress, but I'm not going to wax it. And these are the colors that I've picked. So let's go over those really quick. I do also have warm beige because I think I might put a little bit of pink in my flowers. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. So I have got Storm Cloud Gray. I also have this one. It is neutral gray. For some reason, I cannot figure out where I put the slate gray. I'm not sure. I have terracotta. I also have asphaltum for my brown. Warm beige. I have a golden straw. I've got lush green. And then I have deep midnight blue. You've had 10 seizures today, Claire. My goodness, bless your heart. This is a light mocha, and then we just have bright white. So this is like an old white and then a bright white. So those are the colors that I pick for this one. I might go and get something else. I don't know, but this is where we are. So we're going to do this. And I'm thinking about doing the backer. I'm thinking about doing it like a distressed white with a wood frame. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing here. A distressed white background with a wood frame. I want the stuff to pop on the background and not get lost in the darkness of like maybe a wood or a blue. So that was what I was thinking for this. So I thought maybe we would do this blue and then we would do our words over it to where they could be like a gray or a white or something like that. But I was thinking about a wood frame, distressed white. my pot being like a terracotta or the like faux galvanized like metal look. Green, I wasn't sure about these little things, so I'm thinking I might do these different shade of green because they're like little sprouts, but these could also be like white or whatever. You know, they could be colors. They could be like lavender bits. You can just imagine like they're whatever. So this is just my inspiration. So we're going to go from here. I am not exactly sure how it's going to evolve. I do have ideas in my head, but if this is a kit that you like and you want to grab this is in the shop. I just put it in, it's in the spring collection and the new collection. So you can go find that there. I don't know if it's in Shelf Setters. It might be. If you're on YouTube, I put the link to this in the description. So go check that out. And let me get my plate. We're probably going to do some sponges and brushes. It's probably going to be a mix of things. Who knows? And I even thought about maybe even stenciling a pattern around our frame, but because it's like kind of layered, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. All right, who is over here on the Facebook? What are you doing for us this evening? I'm doing this kit right here. You got your shirts today. Let's see. Hello, Suzette. She says it's her first time. I think I said hello to her. Hello, Barb. Hello, everyone. And I am so excited to see you. Amy, what is up? Edith, welcome back. All right. So, let's see here. Let me grab my sponges. And I think I'm going to start with the background. And I'm going to do that a layered look with the brown. Aged kind of look. So we're going to stain with a wet wipe with our brown, and then we're gonna dry brush it white over this backer here. You could also do like a paper if you wanted to do that. You could fill this in with crushed glass and you could add a little dimension to it. There's a lot of things you can do. You could just pour resin in there. You could just leave it empty. Whatever you like. So I'm going to add some water to my brown. I'm going to grab me a wet wipe. All right. And so I'm just going to take this wet wipe. It's just a baby wipe. I get these at Costco. I get them by the case. You could use a paper towel if you want to. Although the paper towels I find that do break down a little bit quicker, but I'm just going to make me a little stain instead of using the other stuff. And then oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. I forgot my wax paper and I'm going to make a mess. I will put my wax paper down in just a second. This is going to get, my chair is super squeaky too. I forgot my wax paper. I hate that because sometimes this contact paper stains really, really bad. I just went right on into it. I'm so out of my element today because we have two people that are out. So I was doing a bunch of things that I don't normally do. Look at how amazing that looks. It's just so pretty. And look, I've almost used up all of my brown. And I'm going to do the frame also. I need to oil my chair. All right. My husband is currently at Costco, getting all the things that we need, that we are out of. We need toilet paper. He went to go get some more tuna to make tuna salad. He went to go get a bunch of other things. I don't really know exactly what he went to get, but he went to get a bunch of other things. Let me get some wax paper. Oh, this will drive me crazy. All right. I've got it sitting right here. Okay, let's do the next one. And we're just going to do this part. Just this part. Not the little pot. Everything else is going to get covered. So we're just going to do the frame. And I'm going to go straight down and around. Just Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. We're almost out. See if I can add some water and use what's in this wipe. Not likely. All right, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you. So I just went right across that bottom. And the way that this is it layers like this. I know, this is the relaxing part of my day. I know, I've been just going 90 to nothing. All right, so those are done. All right, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my stand, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it brown, just in case I decide to keep it brown. Just going to go around our edges. I don't really need it even be like super dark. That is too much. Let's add some water. Yeah, it's been, yeah, April was up all night long. She was sick all night. I'm pretty sure she might have taken entirely too many nausea pills. She was like, she could not get over the nausea. Like, she was so sick. She came, I was still up at 1 o'clock this morning. She came in the living room last night and she was like, I'm laying with cold, wet towels on my body. She looked absolutely, like, so sick. I feel so bad for her. And I was like, keep whatever you got away from me. I hope you feel better. All right. So these are now done. I'm just going to set that aside. All right. So I'm done with that. Let's get ready to do the rest of our colors. We are going to probably use brushes. I'm going to save this just in case. We're probably going to use brushes and sponges because we've got to paint up to this little line down here where our pot goes. But first, we're going to do our green. Oh, she's been taken to the ER. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Definitely will keep her in my thoughts and prayers for sure. I will tell April, you guys. I will tell her. She will appreciate that. All right. So let's make sure we dry. Okay. Let me think for just a second. Do I want to do a bright white? Or do I want to do an old white? My flowers are going to be white. But I'm planning on adding some peachiness to my flowers. So I think we should go with the old white, which is light mocha, and our warm beige, and let's do a bright white back here so that they're different. Okay, so let's do the background with a weathered white. I'm going to use a chip brush. I don't think we need this much. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We're going to use this brush right here. Now remember, we are not going to go into this. So I'm going to come down this way. And I'm going to do it upside down. So I'm just taking my brush and I'm just taking the tip, like the tip, I don't know if you can see that. It's just the tip of the bristles into there, and I'm putting it in and then pulling it away. Because I just want to coat the bristles. I don't want to like create dollops of paint. Okay. And then we're going to go over this. A lot of this is going to get covered up. But I want to wash the back, but leave it kind of weathered. So we're going to come back in. So just grab a little and coat your bristles. It's a little more than dry brushing. back in. Grab some more. And I am going to go a little further down with this because this is how it's going to look back there. Okay. And I'm going to sand it again. Like I'm going to distress this. I want it to look aged. All right. If you do too much, then it's going to drip in the openings. It's not going to coat very good. It's just not going to look great. You just do little by little bits at a time. Trying to watch the top because we're not going to go all the way up. I'm going to see next. I should have asked my husband to see if they had new chairs at Costco because I really do need a new one. So some of this is going to get covered. Some of it is not. All right. Coming into the home stretch. Sweet. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Alrighty. Do we got it? I think we got it. All right. So this is what it's going to look like. If you want a little more, you can always add a little more white. You can antique it. You can glaze it. You can do whatever you want to. But now this is how the background's gonna look like when you look through it. It's gonna be like this. All right, so next, now that we've got this, I'm gonna do this blue. I think like a little blue sign. I'm gonna put that brush in there. So let's get our deep midnight blue. I don't want to do a white sign on a white, you know. I'm going to do a blue sign. Back in the day in your old house, that chair used to look, it was my, yeah, it was that one chair, that little, like, it was a bar stool. My husband had picked up that bar stool and got it for me. And, yes, it was extremely squeaky. It was so noisy. Loud. And it was not comfortable at all. Oh, I don't have any WD-40, but I do need to get some. Absolutely. $100%. All right. Oh, something just fell on the floor. See what this looks like. So I've got this, and then we're gonna have our frame, and I'm gonna sand the frame a lot, and I think I do want to do the terracotta instead of the metal, so I'm gonna do a terracotta pot. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it next because it's part of this like next layer. And this is like terracotta. So let's grab us another brush. Let's do this one. Grab my paper towel. Drop that too. All right, and we're gonna take our terracotta and we're gonna go along. Did I get blue on there? I did not. We're gonna go along the edge. right here. And I'm going to age this terracotta pot. I'm going to make it look kind of gross looking. So we're just coming right up along. I say gross looking. It's just basically going to be layers of paint. It's going to be really pretty. And then we can go right up into the top because this is going to get covered. Just got to be careful with the bottom. And go all the way up. I might get some cinnamon stick to make it look a little old, used, worn. I said I was going to do green first. Well, I will do green, but this goes over the top of this pot, so I want to do the pot first. It's okay to change your mind. We're going to do a little bit more of a heavier coat. This is also drying fairly quickly. We need some music. All right. So we've got our little pot. We've got our little sign. Let's clean this up. Now this is where the next layer comes in over the top of that. And I do think I'm going to go get another green to layer this. Yeah. This goes over the top. Like that. Let me go get another green. Also, you could do these be other flowers behind this. It doesn't have to be green. So you could do like different colored flowers behind your other flowers. Where are you? Light avocado. Anti-green. No. I'm gonna grab these two because I think I might like those. Let me see about another one. Oh, foliage green. I don't know about that. Oh, it is. They're both foliage green. They're both foliage green. It looks like I've opened this one. I don't think I've opened this one. I'm going to put that back. Oh gosh. Are the Whatnot shows worth it? I think that they're fun. I think that you have to consider the average because it is an auction. Let me just show my face really quick. So the Whatnot shows. So I went into this with a whole like. Okay, let me give you the. So if you're trying to do this to destash, and you're just wanting to destash things and go like, and it's like your online yard sale kind of thing. People are going on to Whatnot. They're selling things that are new. They're selling things that are thrifted. They're selling things that they're destashing. People that it's like, it's not a garage sale is probably not the best way to describe this. Okay. You can get some really good deals on there. But the thing is you have not only the people in your town coming like to a yard sale. Think about it that way. Okay. You have potentially everyone coming to your sale. Okay. So, also, in case y'all did not know this, let me look this up really quick. So somebody told me that eBay now has live selling. eBay. But I don't think it's available to everyone. eBay live auctions. So it's called eBay Live. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. But you can go on and eBay has people on there live selling as well. So if you have been an eBay seller before, flea market, like it's not even like flea market. It's not like we have a flea market. We have Keller's Flea Market in my area in Savannah, and we've been there. And a lot of what I see at the flea market it's a lot of things that I don't even, it's like either you're going there to get like antiques or vintagey things, or you're thrifting. Or you have the people that come in there with the knockoff stuff that's like bootlegged. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's bootlegged. It's not authentic. It's like the knockoff stuff. It's the generic things. There's some like Temu style type of things happen at the flea market. What I have seen on Whatnot is a lot of people are buying pallets and doing liquidations. They are, there's a place in Augusta, which is about 3 hours from where I live. And they get Target pallets, they get Best Buy pallets, they get Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart. And what it is you go in and it's just a pallet with cardboard surround. Okay, it's like a cardboard surround, and you can see everything kind of in the top of the pallet. You can't get into it. Like, you cannot go through it and be like, do I want this? Do I not want this? And they're liquidations. And it's if you've ever been to like Walmart or Target and it says like D&I, do not inventory, certain things people buy vendor space for things, and then Target also or Walmart or wherever carries like things that they get and they buy and they source, whether it's their brand or another brand. But a lot of times things that they depart with, either the brand that buys the shelf space puts it in there and their reps come and do that, or the store and business itself buys the brand's product and carries it, and then Target owns it essentially. And I'm using Target as an example. And when things aren't moving or they're discontinuing things, they will take all the stuff and they will reset an entire shelf, and whatever was there before that didn't move, it goes into these like liquidations. It's kind of the way that Home Goods is. You can get at the place I was telling you about in Augusta, they have Home Goods pallets. They have TJ Maxx, Marshalls. And I'm guessing that it's whatever it moves through the season. Like if you go to Home Goods or Target or TJ Maxx and you see that they have all the spring things, all the Easter things, all the like St. Patrick's or summer, and then all of a sudden the shelves are cleared and it's restocked, either they'll move it to clearance, or if they have a lot of stuff, they will put it into a pallet and they will ship it off to a liquidator. And those liquidators then take those items and put them on a pallet. People come in and buy them, and you'll then find those things at places like, I'm trying to think of what they're called, like an Ollie's, or what's the other place? It's not, maybe it's Big Lots. I don't really know for sure. But what I was saying to you is, a lot of the things that are on Whatnot or whatever are people who are doing destashes. They are clearing out their closets, or they're out thrifting. They're going to Goodwills. They're sourcing used clothing. They're buying up lots of shoes, or they're going to you ever seen the people who do like the Walmart shopping and they shop with the Walmart app and they scan the things and they're like, oh, this is clearanced out on the Walmart.com, and they'll go and buy up things and then they become resellers. That's what it is. They're resellers. So they will go and like source the things and then they'll go resell it. A lot of people do that on Amazon. So it's really hard to get into selling on Amazon, but as a like a fulfilled by Amazon or a fulfilled by Amazon or fulfilled by like seller or whatever. It's like it's FBA or FB something. Fulfilled by Amazon or fulfilled by, I think it's seller FBS. I don't really know. But to answer your question, whatever that you're destashing there, when you list things, I've learned this just in the past like month, just of like deep diving into like how we're supposed to like, how do we get in front of people? It's what category are you in? Do you have repetitive things? So if people come, one of the things that I knew that was going to possibly happen if we just clear out our t-shirts is that it would be like, here's the thing. A lot of people followed for that type of product, and then we changed up our thing. So we went ahead and said, okay, we're going to have craft kits and t-shirts. Do you want those things? Because don't be surprised when we show those. The other thing is you can people can bookmark your different types of shows. If you have different, like a variety profile, like, so if you're going to be destashing things, let's say you have stuff that's like, you got a lot of vintagey things or home decor or your closet or what your kids stuff, you can do your shows by theme. So think about that. So you could do that on the Whatnot, but then eBay is also competing now. eBay Live is also doing that. So if you've ever had an eBay account, you've ever sold anything on eBay, you could probably go into the eBay and do that there. So you have some options, but it is like an online yard sale, but it's not yard sale type of products. Hopefully that makes sense. Just something to think about. A lot of people are doing it, and some people are making businesses out of it, and some people are just doing it to be like, okay, I just want to clear my closet or my kid's closet or my garage or the old tools or whatever, or the hobby they don't do anymore, or people are selling their artwork there. A lot of people are doing like the Funko Pops, baseball cards, trading cards, the card games, like Magic is one that my sons play that have like the cards, like they're like role playing or what's the word? I don't play the game, so I don't really know. People are selling video games on there. A lot of people are doing electronics, home goods, like kitchen appliances, hair dryers, beauty products, perfumes. There are some restrictions on there that you cannot do. There is something for everybody. Let me tell you this really quick, and we'll get back to our craft. Just in case you guys did not know this about Whatnot, I'm gonna talk to you about Whatnot really quick. Let me get to my face over here. Let me go to my face. So on Whatnot, if you go to the categories, if you go, oh shoot, let me show you this. So if you go to the categories tab, it tells you how many people are watching in those categories. So if you're like wanting to be like, oh, I'm intrigued by this, I think I could destash stuff. Go like antiques and vintage decor. There's 1.1 thousand people viewing this right now. Beauty has 6.1 thousand. The numbers are really small, so you can't see it. Electronics has 7.7 thousand. Arts and handmade has 700. D&D. 775. Jewelry has 4.2. Home and garden has 1.9 thousand. Sneakers and shoes, there's 3.1 thousand. Trading card games, there's 16.2 thousand people right now in that collection. Sports cards, 15.5 thousand. Let's see. There is estate sales and storage units, 3.2 thousand. Sports memorabilia, 155. Bags and accessories. Like if you have a handbag collection you're wanting to like dip through, there's 3.7 thousand people in that collection. Let's see. There is babies and kids, 1.1 thousand. Let's see. If you go up to women's fashion, there's 20.3 thousand people in women's fashion. Like I said, electronics, men's fashion, 4.6 thousand. And then you can break them down further. Books and movies. If you're like a bookie and you have lots of books and you're like wanting to get through your like book collection, there's 534 people in the book collection. So these categories, they're categories. Toys and hobbies. If you have like kids toys and you have like grandkids or kids toys, 9.5 thousand people in toys and hobbies. But it's fascinating. So there's a lot of different, and then it tells you like different trends, what's popular, and it shows you like different popularities and stuff like that. Food and drink. There's 1,000 people in the food and drink. Rocks and crystals. There's 800 people up in there. So when you've niched down. So when I say this, just as a suggestion and for people to like. I always am very intrigued to talk about things that I feel like can help people and helping them brainstorm. Let's say that you are a very niched down, it's a very centralized topic or collection, or you're a collector or an interest. When you have a smaller pool of people, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. When you have a larger pool of people, you're competing with all of the people who are in that. When you are like very niche down into you're like, I'm doing sports memorabilia for hockey players. Okay, well, what's the likelihood of that? And then when somebody is like looking for those things and there's not a lot of sellers doing that, you have a really good opportunity to get in front of people and be that person that someone's like, oh, like you have your own little audience. You're not, because there's not a lot of people doing what you do. It's when you're into the very flooded markets, which people, you can still make your name in the flooded markets. Don't let anybody tell you any different because only you can be you. You just have to show up and do your research and like put yourself like, what is the time of day that people are on for that type of thing that you have? So if you go into it and you're like, I have mornings at 7 a.m. free when my kids go to school and I have to do the car pickup line at 11 a.m. because I have a kindergartner, and you're like, I can only do it at this time, just know that you may have to do a lot of trial and error to figure out if you have to wing it in the evenings. Like, what does it look like to pop on and do it for an hour in the evening? Because that's when people are also home. There's going to be daytime people. There's going to be evening people. But so I'm just answering her question in particular. And if anybody is listening, just think about that for a second. What is your availability? What time are the people that would be your ideal person to be there? So if you have kids' clothes, then the parents may be available in the afternoons. They may not be available in the evenings. They're going to be shopping for like kids' clothes, kids' toys while the kids are at school. They're going to be doing that in the day. Or they're going to be doing that when the kids have gone to bed. You got to think about that as far as the person you're trying to reach. So who are you trying to target? When are you trying to sell those things? And when are they going to be there to shop with you? So if you don't have success with your first things, don't think that it's because people don't want your stuff. Just don't think that. You might have things go over really well. You might have things that don't go over at all very well. And then you might just need to pick another day and do it. Maybe that just was not a good day. Maybe you need to get some traction. I am just telling you from a perspective, if you want to de-stash, the end game is you want to sell it. You want to sell it, but your first show may not do very good. Your first show might be just figuring out what that looks like. And then getting in front of the people on the app. So the other thing is there's a feed. So the feed is going to be whatever is on here. Let me go back to my little thing here. Your feed is going to be whatever this is for me. It's going to be targeted for that person. So whatever that the user is that you're going to want to sell to, what does their feed look like? Are they looking for the things that you have? Then if you do your shows and you've titled your products according to what you're offering, then you're likely to get in front of those people, and it might take you a few times. So just a thought. Is it profitable? I can't tell you. Like for me, I would say it is profitable for me. Is it worth it for me? Of course. But could it be not worth it? Sure. But if I am doing this in a different way, that's like, if you're de-stashing, it's different. You're not out there sourcing things to buy and resell. You're taking what you have and you're trying to get rid of it. There's a whole different perspective to that. So just keep that in mind. Anyone who's listening that wants to do anything like that, there's a strategy behind it. Okay. So now you know. Someone is doing beads on whatnot. There's a lot of people doing beads. There's a lot of people doing craft supplies. There's a lot of people doing fabric and ribbon and florals and rhinestones and gems and wood cutouts. I mean, there is literally somebody doing something. As soon as anyone can figure out, okay, for example, I have an Etsy shop and I'm right now one of the only shops who has a very large inventory of our wood cutouts. It's like for sun catchers. So I've done very well. We have done very well in our Etsy shop with our sun catchers. It keeps us very busy. And I have seen in the Facebook groups where people have said they want to start doing that on there. And I'm like, will I be the only one who has a good variety? For a while I have been, but now people are going to jump on that. And then I won't be the only one. There'll be other people doing it. And so just know that if it's not there and you're not seeing it, doesn't mean it's not going to be a thing that you can't do. It just means that nobody else has put theirself out there to put their name in the market on those things. And you could be the first person to do that. Who knows? It could be something that is not even made available. If you're like, well, I'm not seeing people do this, I'm not seeing people do that. Go make it available. Go make it available. Be the first to do the thing. Ride the wave and see what happens and then go from there. You know, you could take your little hobby and turn it into whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be like together. It doesn't have to be a thing, but it can be whatever you make it for sure. So I've got these here greens now that I've sat here and talked your head off. Okay. Now that I've sat here and talk, let's get back to our project, shall we? Okay, so this is what we're working on in case you just got here. I'm going to switch back to this little screen here, and we're going to go to our greens, and I'm going to figure out how I want to do this. So we've got some leaves here. We could make us some flowers with some pencil. Like I can draw this. It's not on here. You can just make it whatever you want it to be. But you have some leaves here so that could be peeking through the back side of our other flowers if we wanted to make some flowers here. And do them and just do a little flower cluster. We could do like another little flower cluster here and bring this around and do another. You got your t-shirts? Well, yay, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, on Whatnot though, just remember you have to ship within a certain amount of time and it is not up for discussion. They will punish you. They will absolutely punish you. Just trying to decide if I want to do some flowers behind here. I may do these, but I'm just giving you like a little idea of if you wanted to do some flowers, you could do them. I don't know how it's going to look. I might just completely eliminate all of this. But little bits of flowers behind our flowers here. So you could have little pops of color. I might go get some other colors and we might just go ahead and do this. Or you could do all greens. But if I do these, I might do them different greens instead of flowers. And let's come down. Go around. And let's see. Do that. You haven't received it from the first show? Leslie, let me go see what the tracking says. Leslie. Oh, because they are, it's probably in transit. Let me go up here to orders. Leslie. a second. Hold on, shipments. Hang on. I have to figure out the buttons here. Give me just a second. What is your username on there? Hang on, y'all. I'm over here on my phone. Give me a second. Let's see. Shelly. So Shelly says delivery by the 5th of March. Les Mur. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Yeah, Shelly, it looks like if you log into your, if you go onto Whatnot and go to your orders, you can track all of your shipments. And it's saying, like, I can see it, you can see it. It's saying that they're arriving on the 5th. Let's see. Yours says in transit. So let me just show you. This is her order right here. So this is she got 6F. This is her account, her order. And then if you go to the tracking, it's telling you where it's going. Like, it's telling you it's arriving on March 6th. So I have no idea, but this is what you see in transit view. You know, this is what I see, but it will tell you right here in your orders. So if you go to your account, let me just show you how to go to see what you've done. So let's go back to my regular. Let me figure out where it's at. Okay, at the bottom. Okay, so at the bottom, at the bottom, go to activity, and it's going to tell you all in progress, completed, like right here. Purchases, bids, offers saved. Everything's right here in your activity by your profile, right there. And you'll be able to see everything there. So in progress, all, whatever, it's all there. So anything that you've done is going to be in your account and you can go see it. All right. So now that I have figured out this, I'm going to do another little flower here, and then I'm going to do another one there. And then I think I just might do different greens, but this would be really pretty to do this in like a peachy color. So I'm thinking I might just do greens and then little, a complementary color. So let me think for just a second. I think I'm going to do this color, which is warm beige, in all those little pencil marks I just did. And then I'm going to do greens in all the little leaves that are popping out. I'm going to do that. And we're going to mix this with some, let me think for just a second. I'm going to mix this because I want to do different shades, like hues. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go get another color. So we're going to do, I'm going to go get another color. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do our greens. So we're going to change this up. We're going to customize this. Let's do, got it. I'm going to do morning mist. I'm going to do morning mist. It's going to be cute. All right, let me get a brush. Let's do this brush. Okay, we're going to do some of this. We're going to do, this is a warm beige. I'm probably just going to do one coat. So this is just a little idea. I just did some random lines. For that little flower. We need a third color back there. So let's do this over here. Okay, now that I've chatted, I'm super quiet. Focusing. Focusing on all the things. All right. Let's do this one up here. And I'm just painting in the little pencil lines that I drew. It's like flowers behind flowers. And I'm not even staying in the lines. It'll be okay because the other flowers are going to go over the top of this. Okay, let's do Morning Mist next, which is like the little purplish color. I'm going to do like a little boutique. A bouquet. Let's do this one. And I will definitely need to get another color. I don't know what that color will be. But I'm going to put my little flowers on top of this and I'll figure it out. In fact, I could do a couple of colors. All right, let me go find another color. We need a yellow. I'm going to go get sand because I feel like I like the color of sand. I like sand. Let me go grab sand. Winter blue. Ha ha. I'm gonna do it. Sand and winter blue. I'm just gonna use what's in the lid. I'm not gonna pour it on the plate. So let's do sand here. It's like a little bit of a yellow. It should be a different color, like name. Should absolutely be a different name. Something that makes you think of yellow, because I don't think of yellow when I hear the word sand. I think of a brown. You're watching this live, leave the video and come back because I think you're having an issue. And then this one and this one I'm going to do blue, I think. Hope y'all are having a great day. I still have to go finish labeling packages before I leave. All right, let's do winter blue. I feel like I shouldn't have done all of these together, but I'm going to do these two blue. Didn't do very good in my planning. I'm going to add some white because that seems very blue. Gosh. April didn't come in today. She's sick. She was up all night long sick. So she did not come in today. Mason was also at home sick. So we had two people out today. I'm going to lay these on top and see how it looks. Oh, I think that's going to look okay. They're just kind of peeking through. All right, let's do our greens. And I'm just going to use what's in the lid. Just going to use this one. Going to use this one. And then we're going to use this one. This is like foliage green. It's a very, very bright green. All right, let's take these off. We're going to do a brighter yellow in the middle of those. So let's Let's do this one. This color. Okay, let's do this one. Doing them all different greens. Does my mother-in-law like working here? Yeah. Yeah, she's been helping. We're just trying to get ahead. And I just didn't want to overwhelm my dad with a lot of things, or April. So I asked her, I was like, hey, would you be interested in coming and like helping while we kind of figure out like what we're doing with this? And she was like, yeah. She packed orders today because April was gone. So a lot of our orders today were Etsy orders. We had some business to business orders today and some Etsy stuff. And so she did that. She did really good. She sure did. And I'm glad she was, because my dad only packed orders half the day because he was pressing t-shirts. All right, so those little bits there. All right, let's go on to the next color. That's going to be the darker green. And I'm going to do the darker here. And I didn't even clean out my brush. I'm just going to use the same brush. And I'm just going to go right up to the edge. Paint that one. I'm going to paint this one. And then I'm going to do this one. And let's do this. Y'all, I made this up. I'm just making it up as I go. And let's do this one here. Might need to do another one. Come up to this line. And then let's do the lighter green so I can figure out what I want to do with the next one. All right, this is like foliage green. It's like a really vibrant green. It doesn't really go, but I'm going to make it go. Gonna make it make sense. And go right around there. And I'm gonna do this leaf. The green does not go, but I'm gonna layer a color over it so it seems a little brighter. Oh, I should probably not do that. Probably not the smartest idea to paint this over the top of everything, but I'm gonna do it. this one. And then let's do this. Shoot. I dipped it into the wrong one. Getting close. Okay, so all the greens are done. I'm going to take a little bit of this light green and I'm going to mix it with this one just a little. And then I'm just going to go over these. I feel like it needs to be a little bit darker. Go over these. Just a little bit. Like the leaf parts. Just so they're not as vibrant. They look like a shade that goes better. So I'm dipping into the foliage and then light avocado. Just trying to tint the shade a little bit darker and then leaving these to be a little bit more vibrant. So now you got little bits that are just, it's just some layering. I think it looks pretty good. All right, now we're gonna lay our flowers over the top of this. We're just gonna see how it looks. And then we're gonna do the light mocha. Over the top of that. Okay, let me put our little greens back on our bottles. So these little flowers can look like they're peeking through, like their little stems are like jumping out at us. And we're gonna use the light mocha for that, which is like a creamy white. It's not like the bright white from the back. And I'm gonna do these with a sponge. And then we'll do our little centers here. Hello, Valerie. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome. So in case you guys missed it, we released new kits this week. This was one of them. And I thought I had cut the ducks. I was planning on doing the little ducks that I had in the picture that I showed everybody. But I went looking in all my bins and I was like, I swear I thought I cut those, but I can't find them. No surprise to myself that I cannot find them. But I cannot find them. So, it is what it is. All right. So I'm just crafting this one, the one that I can find. Okay, so just lay the little flowers over. We're gonna do yellow centers. That is golden straw. I'm just gonna use the, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. use this brush right here. Go right in. There's something right. Do the next one. You love it so much, Patty. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Y'all, if you got shirts from us on Whatnot, please go leave a review because that's really important. Just like you can leave a review in my shop, go leave a review on Whatnot. That is very helpful. Oh, and if you're, I think his name was Jennifer. If you're thinking of doing Whatnot, just know that you don't get paid anything until the products are delivered. Like product has to be delivered, and then like it has to say it's delivered, and then they are like it's a minimum of 4 hours. Minimum of 4 hours after delivery that they may credit you for whatever it was sold. The quality is excellent. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. We do try. And y'all see, I've been wearing my shirts. I wash them. I dry them. I mean, I don't care for them like I'm supposed to. Where do you do the review and Whatnot? You just go into the app. It'll tell you in the top line. So I don't have anything to review, but it'll say pending review in the little menu here. So under activity right here, slide over and it'll be right there. I've already left reviews, so I don't have anything to review. So under activity by your profile. That's where it's at. So see how the yellow just changed over the top of that? Now, if you don't like the colors that I did up underneath here, you can just paint all of that green. Just make all of it green and let your flowers just be peeking through all the leaves. I did colors because I thought that was fun. Alrighty. Yes, yes. After it's delivered, yep. You click on it and you can leave a review. Absolutely. Thank you, Terry. I'm pretty sure I saw that and I replied. Pretty sure I saw that. All right. I'm going to do this letters, the Bless My Blooms. I'm doing those white. Yeah, they're true to size. I will say this. They are true to size, but it's also based on your body type. Like I was telling my husband, hold on. I was telling my husband, let me push this little button here. So I was telling my husband after the Whatnot live, I was talking about how I am very like, I have a short torso. Like I don't have very much room for my like belly button to here. I have like maybe 5 inches. Like I don't have a very long body, and I'm a very petite person, but I'm also not like petite like I'm like skinny petite. I'm small. I am very small. And my arms are not long. I'm just small. I have to wear short leg pants. I'm just not built the way I would hope. But my shirts run a little long on me because of my body proportion, if that makes sense. My proportions are not accurate. So yes, they do run true to size. If you go to Gildan's website, you can go look at their size chart and it'll show you. I will try to put that in the show notes for this week because people did ask about the sizing and I'm like, they're Gildan. I'll just go and pull over the information and put it in the show notes. And there's a little sticky on the show notes that you just tap, like, or on the video that you tap, and it opens up like a little post-it. It's really cool. All right, so here's where we are so far. See how it's like just looking like a little terracotta pot, this little archway. I'm going to put Bless My Blooms in white over the blue. I'm going to figure out how I want to do the frame. I was thinking about sanding it down and distressing it, but now that it's brown on brown, I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about that. I do like it though. I do like how it looks. I think I'm going to leave it brown and I'm going to trust the process. Trust my thoughts. I did not use any gray, so we're not going to use that. So I did not use those two. I did use this. I used this. I used that one. I used this one. I used that. I used this. I used all three of these. I used the sand. So I ended up using all of these. Let me show you what I used. Because all we have to do now is just do the sanding and the finishing touches and then the little details, and we're basically going to be done. And I'm pretty sure I just got paint on my nose. All right, we used the three greens I used were foliage green. I'm going to set these over here. Lush green, light avocado. Let's see. I don't know what is happening over here. Golden straw, deep midnight blue, asphaltum, terracotta, morning mist, winter blue. I did mix the winter blue with a little bit of white. Sand, warm beige, and light mocha. We did not use either of these two grays, so I'm just going to set those aside. And we also used the bright white. Get us our sanding sponges. Put the brush back. I need to clean my brushes before I go. I'm going to keep that. I don't need that water. And we're going to need our glue. So we've got our stand right here. We've got our words also right here. I have these different sandpaper grits. Different ones. Maybe. Let me flip this around. Sometimes you just got to use the other end. All right, and then this one. Sometimes when there's stuff in my sandpaper, I'll just like rub them together to get it to come clean. All right, so we're going to sand our words just a little. I don't want them overly distressed. Just slightly distressed. And then I use this little pokey tool from the dollar store, and I'm just going to push gently, and then it's going to release. Don't force it, and then you're going to see where the little tab is. And wherever that tab is, you're just going to push right there, and it's going to release the rest of the way, and then just tap it out. And then do the same thing over here. Just gently press. You're going to see where it's going to be, and then push that down. And then you have the next one is blooms, and I can really see where it's at. Most of them were tabbed on like the first letter. And now this is what we have going so far. Okay. And then you can just toss this in the trash. You don't need this anymore. Alrighty. So next, I'm going to go ahead and sand my blue. If you get too much, you can always touch it up. And if it gets too powdery white, take you a wet wipe. Like this is kind of vibrant blue. You can take a little wet wipe, like just a clean one. And then when you go over it with the wet wipe, it brings back a little bit of the dark vibrancy of the color and takes off some of that powdery finish. Because blue is the base of colors is mostly like a white base. So when you sand it, it gets that like powdery finish to it. And then I like to go over it and it brings back that color. And if I want it to be any richer, I will just like wax it. So I'm just going to let this sit on here. If I decide I want to do anything more, I will. But that is about how I want mine distressed. So that's how I distress my little board. And now I'm going to come over here to my little flowers. And I'm going to take my rougher grit sanding sponge. And I'm just going to go over these, scuff them. This is 80 grit. Be careful because some of these are just kind of barely connected. But this is a really pretty kit. Very pretty. And I was going to tell you, if you want to use this quote somewhere else, and you want to do something on your sign, flip it over and just do it blank, and you could change this to be something completely different. Or you can not even put it on there. You can just leave it like this. But this here is scored on the front, and it has these words, or you can just flip it over and sand down that and, paint it whatever. Whatever you like. You have some options, how you want to craft it. I like the little sign up there. And you could hang it from twine, make it look like it's kind of floating, like it's a little, like a little sign. I'm going to go over the centers just a little bit more. Do this piece here, same thing. And then I'll do the middle flowers. So we didn't wax it, but we're still distressing. So you can kind of see the little pencil marks peeking through. So I really want it to look a little clustered, like a flower. Okay, so let's dust that off. So I'm going to move all of those. I'm going to do the background here. And then I'm going to show you how this looks with the daisies I did in the little vintage drawer, and then the lilies we did yesterday, the cross with lilies. Very pretty. All right, so the top portion of this, as you can see, is kind of exposed at the top. Like it's got a little detailed layered top to it. It's really cool. And I'm going to sand that just along here. And I'm going to give it some kind of heavy distressing. Kind of over the top, so it's going to be layered. We're going to do the same thing to this one. And if we did too much, that's why I saved my little wet wipe. I can always come back and add more. Be careful not to break these. They're just layered there. There's a weird spot right there. It's going to drive me crazy. What it is, but I'm gonna pick it out of there. Okay, so we're gonna do our pots. I'm probably gonna go get some cinnamon. Do the same thing with the terracotta. We're just gonna wipe over that and bring that back to life. Okay, let me go grab some. See, it just starts to change. The look just completely starts to change. All right, let me go get some cinnamon. A little bit of cinnamon. Which one? I'm going to grab light cinnamon and cinnamon stick. I'm going to try to make my pot look a little old. We're going to use this brush here. Not a fan of this brush, but I'm going to use it. Maybe not. Let's not use that. Let's use this one. Maybe. Let's go with this one. So I'm going to open these two up. Use what's in the lid. So I have both of these colors right here. One's kind of an orangey, like the terracotta, and one is a little bit richer. And I'm going to get a plate so you can see. And I'm going to take some water. Just spray some water. I have a little puddle of water right there. And I've already got my brush is already wet. I just don't want it to be like super saturated. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to come into this right here on the edge of it, kind of like floating. But I have a flat brush. It's not an angled brush. And I'm going to come along the edge of my pot. And let me take the back off here. I'm just going to come along the edge and come back again. Get some water. And we're going to follow along the base of our pot. So it looks like it's kind of off the edge a little bit. So let's take our little brush, come back in here, and do it again. All the way across. Get that corner. Grab some water. And float along this edge. Okay, so we're trying to just lift it a little. I'm going to probably do a little bit more. Oops, see, that was a whole bunch right there. Just come along. Do a little bit more. And then we're going to come in over it with the cinnamon. And you just keep building it until you get the color that you want. Like the depth. And if it's too much, take a little bit of water on your brush. And then you can just kind of float along there. And blur it. Now, I've got this cinnamon, light cinnamon, and it's a darker color. So, I'm going to come into that. We're going to go right back over what we just did, and we're going to go under. We're going to let that dry, and we're going to go under all these little lines here. So, we're just going to follow along the underside. Bring us some dark shadow under. Just follow along. You see how it kind of gets diluted and it's like it's stronger and then it like dims down. That's where that you've added water to it. So there's not as much pigment in your brush. So you kind of have to go back and figure out like where did you leave off? Bring that color back. I don't like to do it really heavy. Now this is kind of dry. The terracotta is very close to the original color that we used with the cinnamon. So let's come and grab us some water. And let's follow back along this here. Come along the bottom again. Just want my pot to look like it's not just plain, like a plain pot. I want it to look a little like it's got its own little character. Again. Pick up some little bits of water. And just keep going back and forth until you get the look you're going for. I want that to be a lot darker right there. All right, now I'm going to dry this and I'm going to come back and add some more. But around these little green bits. I'm going to need some more water. Used quite a bit of that. So I'm dipping in the water with the paint, no paint side, and then this is the paint side. Now I'm going to come through and go around this little green piece here. Around that. Just trying to create like a little shadow. Like it's lifted. Some more. Bit more along the edge. Okay, let's try it. Now we can see what it looks like. Could have a little bit more, just a little bit more. Let's come in, just do a little bit deeper. It's kind of up more towards the line. Let's pull it just a little bit further away. Kind of like this. Like a little deeper with the shadow. Much deeper. Let's see how that dries. I feel like I went down pretty good. Do I miss painting furniture? No. 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 That ship has sailed. I do not miss it. I enjoyed it while I did it, but my body, like, was it fun? Sure. But I can have all the creative, crafty fun right here with all these. But my body is like, no, I'm good. I'm good. These projects are way lighter, less stress on my body. And I do mean that. No, I don't miss it. It was fun. But I'm not missing it. All right. So I think it's just enough to where this looks separated and there's just enough shadow. So I'm going to say that this looks pretty good. Now, on my little flowers back here, you can see the little pencil lines where I drew those. Those are not there. I just drew them. So I made a little bouquet. Now on my white flowers, these little light mocha flowers, I am going to go over this with a alcohol marker. And we're going to do our centers. So we're going to do little bits to give it some character in our middles of our flowers. You can bring them a little further down and out. And now our little flowers are going to have some dimension. And we're going to do every single one of them. And this is just a gray marker. Oh, like a super light gray. Stick this on top of here, and I'll sand those one more time. I think it looks pretty good. It's coming along. It's coming along. Let's do a darker around our little circles. Just to make them pop. Not really staying in the lines. Grab us this little orangey color, I think, but I'm going to use my little pen, and I'm just going to do little orange dots. Instead of like a black or whatever, I'm doing little orange ones. And then I'm going to do this color, which is like a brown, with them. Pollen has like different shades to it. Sometimes you look in a flower and you're like, oh, it's like orange and browns, and like there's all these little different clusters of colors in there. Just giving it some character. All right, let's try it. Now, if you're feeling like you need to, you can take and add a little white highlight to the center of your petals from the center of the yellow, and just give it like our flowers on top are like the main flowers. The other flowers are just kind of they're the hidden ones. It's like we're just adding a little white line. Kind of like maybe if it was like cupped, like bold. almost missed one. Okay. Now, right up here, I'm going to add a little white dot in the corners, like it's kind of nailed on there. As like our little backer. If I did a dark color, it wouldn't really show, so I just did the white. All right, and we're gonna start gluing this together. I do have to sand my stand over here. I'm gonna put this back, and I think it looks great. I'm not gonna do any super extra things. I really just wanted to give a lot of the little details to my flowers because I think that they needed it. And we can take our wipe. Okay, we get our wipe with all that paint and stuff. And we can come around the edge. And it's not super saturated, so we can just kind of come around and dust over it along the top. Or you can wax it if you wanted to do that. So I'm just going to do that one there. And then I'm going to do around, I'm just going to tap along the edge. That's going to be in the stand, so that's not really going to matter. Just layer it, and then you can go back over it. I feel like I did too much, so I want to just bring back a little bit of the brown. So you could wax, you could add, you know, use your paint. It's up to you. Alrighty, so we're going to glue this together now. Finish this up. Stuck my finger right in that. What's new? Did it again. Alright, so this goes in the stand. So make sure we've got it all secured. Okay. Gonna glue on this layer into there. Line that up. Now, I didn't do a shadow behind on the frame. I just did it on the pot. Just like so. And to shift just a little bit. Come on. I'm going to hold it here for a second. All right, then we're going to put our flowers over the top of that. And you just lay them on wherever you want them to go. sign. Oh, this is so cute. So this one was just released, I believe on Tuesday morning. It was yesterday. With a couple other things too. The little ducks would be super cute with this. Little duck girl and boy. And then I'm going to glue this on there. Okay. I love the little blue detail because then I can kind of tie this in with other things. You just pick up a spot. Glue it on. You just ordered the ducks. They're so cute. I was wanting to do... now, listen, it's not realistic. I probably would have not been able to do all 3 of them tonight. There's no way, because it's already almost 7 o'clock. But I will say, I had planned on doing them to go with this. But I also wanted to incorporate, like, other things that I've crafted. All right, we're going to sand the stand to go with the base, or the rest of it, to like kind of match. The lid back on. And then you just kind of float this over the top and just get it centered. This is your, it's like a little layered stand. And then you glue this into that little opening there. And then I'm just going to hold it here to dry. Or cure, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's leaning. It goes over there. Let me go grab the so I did this so that it could, let me move my camera view. Cute. Thank you. So this is how this turned out, but I love how it could pair up with this. Like you could just do like a little like vignette of things. So this is our, we added navy. That's what I did in here. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do that to kind of go cute, right? But also, give me just a second. Our little birdhouse that we did. I did also coordinating colors, so you could pair that up. They all can kind of sort of, like, this is my style. These are my colors. I really like this. So I wanted to do something that had like some coordination to it. So could be by itself. Pick your own colors. Do your own thing. But I incorporated things that I knew that I'd use elsewhere. And I knew that it would cross over. So we got this. Okay, let me go get the one that we did yesterday. And there's no blue in this. But you could pair this up also if you wanted to with this. Like, you could totally do that. Okay. Let me grab something else. Give me just a second. Let's see. Where is it? Oh my goodness. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So if you get our craft box, if you get our crafty crate, there's crossover here. Okay, if you got our box from February, there's crossover here. There's crossover here. Okay, and then you've got a little birdhouse. See, all the things. Oh, you're here? You back from the Costco? Well, thank you. Oh, here they are. I was like, what did I do with them? This is what I wanted to do to go with this. Because I just thought these would be so cute. These little ducks. I don't have them cut. So we'll do these another time. But these are so adorable. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, all the ways you can, like, pair up things. If you wanted to. If you got these other things. The ducks, right? We glued these together on Monday, I believe it was. Or maybe it was over the weekend. But she comes by herself. He comes by himself. But I think they would pair up so cute with this. Like, on either side of the sign. Or with the little birdhouse. Or with the little drawer. Like, it's so cute. So stinking cute. So we're getting ready to be in the middle of spring. Actual real spring. Not like faux spring. Like we're way ahead of ourselves. It is about to be spring. And so I think this is really pretty stuff that you can put, like, paint and display and put together. And so I just wanted to show you guys another way that you can do stuff where you can take something that's not even meant to go with each other and tie them together. So hopefully you like this. I'll take some pictures just to give you guys some inspiration. But if you want to check these out, if you're on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're on Facebook, you can comment the word fresh. And this is in the newest collection. It's also in the spring collection. You can go see the newest collection. And everything that I just laid out here is in the newest collection also, as well as other corresponding collections. Let's see. Oh, and don't forget, tomorrow we are doing our third Whatnot show at 6 p.m. So don't forget to join us there. Me and Michelle will be together. She's going to be with me till about 8. Then she's going to head home, and then I'll probably be there for the rest of the show. But come and hang out with us. We will have multiples on that show. We have 216 items set aside. It's including, like, all the different multiples. So if you want to take advantage of that, come and shop with us tomorrow on the Whatnot. But I'll be back here again to do some crafting with y'all. So y'all enjoy your evening.